Hello everyone, this is Shannon from That's So Po, and today I'm here to talk about how to add closed captions to your video. So if you're a booktuber, this video is for you because I think it's really awesome if you can add closed captions to your videos. When I started BookTube, I, for the first year, wanted to try adding closed captions, but I was a little intimidated by it. And this whole past year, I have been working on adding closed captions, and I realized it's actually pretty straightforward and easy. So I just want to make this short little video talking about why to add closed captions, and then also showing you exactly how to do it, because trust me, it's a lot simpler than you think it is. So first, let me talk about why we add closed captions. So closed captions are basically subtitles in the language that is being spoken. So if you look down below, there's a little CC button, and that is what turns on the closed captions. If you are somebody who is hard of hearing or deaf, it's really vital that there are closed captions, but lots of other people benefit from it too. People who maybe have audio or processing issues, or people who maybe English isn't their first language and it helps to have a little bit of clarity, or even people who are just in a public space and they don't have headphones with them. It can be useful for so many different people. Now, YouTube actually does provide auto captioning. So it auto captions pretty much every video. However, the auto captions aren't exactly perfect. Often it will struggle with names or titles that it doesn't recognize. And since we're on BookTube, there's a ton of those. As well as it doesn't capitalize anything. It doesn't add any punctuation. So even on mine, if you click on the CC button, you should have the ability to choose between English or auto-generated English, and you can see what the difference looks like. It's much easier to read captions that have been fixed. So what I do for my videos is I just fix those captions. It's something that takes a little bit of extra time in your editing process, but it's really doable once you just work it into your system. So I would say that generally it takes me about 3 times the length of the video to add closed captions, to fix the auto captions. So for a 10-minute video, it takes me about a half hour, which is pretty doable, at least for me. It could vary depending on your speed at fixing them, as well as how good YouTube's language model is at auto captioning your speech. If you're somebody who doesn't have an accent that is easy for that language model to detect and do the auto captions for, this may be actually much harder for you. So just check out what the auto captions look like for your videos and see how close it is to your actual speech. And that'll give you an idea of like how much work would go into it. Also, there's other options that you can do. If you have a little bit of extra money, if you have a Patreon, or if you just have some free money that you're spending on your hobby, you actually can pay somebody to do this. So Claire at Rousseau, who I will link below, told me about a professional transcriber that she uses to add closed captions, to fix the closed captions that are auto-generated for her videos. Her name is Fayelle. I'm going to link all of her information below, and I actually have used her as well because although it takes me not that long to fix the closed captions for short videos, sometimes I have very long videos on my channel, especially when I'm doing discussions with my husband Sush that can be 45 minutes or an hour long, and that becomes a huge burden for me to fix all of that closed captions. So I actually have used her for some of those videos, and it's very reasonable in terms of cost. She charges, I believe, at least as of the point of me recording this, $15 an hour to fix those auto captions. And I think it generally takes her about an hour to fix auto captions for like a half hour to 45-minute video for me. So it's just very reasonable if it's a one-off for me, or if you have a very short video and she has a turnaround of a couple of days. So I really like working with her. So that's an option if you have some extra budget that you want to use in order to get those fixed for you. But I think it's really something that for most of us, for short videos, is very doable for ourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a demo showing you exactly how I do that. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick demo showing you how to add closed captions to your videos. When you're in YouTube Studio, if you go to your Subtitles tab, you'll see a bunch of your videos, and it'll show you which languages you have subtitles for. It'll auto caption all of your videos automatically into English about maybe within an hour or two of you uploading and it processing the video. So after you've uploaded your video, just give it a little bit of time, check in an hour or two later, and it should be there. When you first upload your video, it'll just have this automatic English captioning. And what we're going to do is just duplicate and edit it. And it's going to provide us the ability to fix the auto captions. Now you can do it from here, from this screen where it's all just one big text, but I like to do it where it is broken up into different timings. So if you click the Assign Timings button, it puts it into all of these different chunks. So what you can do is you can edit these chunks so that you can add capitalization, punctuation, fix any words. So for example, if I was going to edit this box, I would just click into it and then make any edits that I wanted to do with punctuation, capitalization, this sort of thing. You also can affect the line breaks. If you look in the video right now, it's showing an example of what this is going to look like. But let's say, for example, that I wanted to fix my channel name. Right now it says Not So Po, but I also wanted to change where the line break was on that. So if I wanted to get rid of the line break entirely, I can just backspace. And if you look here, it's all on one line until it kind of gets to the edge of the video, and then it kind of loops over to the next line. But if I wanted to instead make a line break here, I can do hold down Shift and press Enter, and that does this soft line break. If you do just Enter, it'll actually separate it and put it into the next box. But I can also just cut that out with Control X and paste it back in here with a Shift Enter for a new line and then a Control V, and that will put it here. So that's how you can do new lines. You can also affect these timings. If you look down here, you have a box that shows you which one you're currently on. And this box, you can actually drag it. So you can make it shorter, you can make it longer. That'll affect the things next to it as well. Or you can edit it up here. So say, for example, I wanted this to be shorter. I wanted it to be 2.10 seconds. And then this will make a gap here. And let's say that I wanted to take the second sentence and put it into that gap. So what I can do is add a new caption line with this little plus mark. That'll put that there. And then I can just cut this and paste it here. So that will add that in. And if you can see right here is where it is located, that new box. Now, if I wanted to check and make sure that the timing is exactly right, I can actually play the video and check. It'll show with this little bar how far along I'm going. So if I wanted to check, well, where does this exactly end? I can play like this. From That So Po, and today I'm doing. And so you can just kind of edit this and figure out where you want that to go. So this is the basics of how to edit your video. You can save your draft, and when you've finished editing everything, you can go ahead and publish it. Okay, so I hope that that was pretty clear about how you can go in and edit the auto captions to fix them. Once you have fixed your auto captions and you have published those closed captions, you just put in brackets CC in either your title or in your video description. I believe either is fine, so that people can know that you have fixed those closed captions. I think this is really something worth doing, and I would say that if you're somebody who's interested in trying this, you don't have to necessarily, worry about getting everything perfect to begin with. Just start CCing some of your videos. So when I started, I thought, okay, for 2020, let me just make sure that I, at a minimum, CC all of my weekly wrap-ups. And then everything else is just kind of a bonus, but it ended up being so doable for me that I've CC'd virtually every video this year. Also, I would say that, don't worry so much about your back catalog of videos. Don't feel like if I CC my videos going forward, I have to go back in time and CC everything on my channel. I think that that's a little overwhelming, and also people tend to mainly watch the new things that you're coming out with, not go through your back catalog. So unless you have some sort of specific video that still gets tons of views, I wouldn't worry about that. I would just CC going forward. So yeah, I really encourage you to give this a try. Even if you're not sure if you can commit to adding CCs, go into YouTube Studio and check out what your auto captions look like. Take a look and see, how hard would this be? Or even give it a try. Try fixing the CCs for one of your videos, even if you don't end up publishing it, just to see, is this something that I could do? I think it's really helpful and worthwhile, so I hope you'll give it a try. Also, I'm going to link below a playlist by Jessica Kellgren-Fozard, who is like a big YouTuber who is deaf, talking more about CCs and really what closed captions are and why they're useful and everything like that if you want information. So if anybody has any questions or any suggestions for me, because I'm definitely not really experienced in terms of adding closed captions, it's just something that I've been trying to do this year, I'd love to hear from you, so just leave me a comment down below.